Hello and welcome to tip number 31 from Aletha Solter's book, Raising Drug-Free Kids. Yesterday we talked about tip 30, which is let your child make decisions. And just a reminder, we're talking about the age from 3 to 6. So as young as 3 to 6, we can start letting them make some decisions. Go back to the last tip to hear more about which kind. But so today we're talking about tip number 31, which is encourage healthy eating. There's the encourage piece to this, but trust your child's food preferences. And this is an amazing, amazing tip. I love almost all of the tips that we've done so far, but I'm just going to do a little asterisk on this one and say that this would be worth the price of the book. I am not going to go through all of her individual bullet points on this tip. There are too many. I'm going to give you the flavor of them and sort of the overall message. The overall message is awesome. The overall message is that we actually are taking some unintended risks when we try to control kids' food preferences. So, things like if you're in massive control of what they're eating and what they're not and how much, your child may lose touch with his body's intuitive intelligence about what it needs. He also may lose the ability to really distinguish between, am I hungry, am I full? If you're saying finish everything on your plate, then he's going to maybe overstuff himself, and maybe he won't be in touch with when he's really full next time he really is full. And look, this is another one of those tips where like I really wish I had read this 15 years ago. So this is definitely not me sort of preaching from experience here, I will just say. You know, we all know that we don't, try to necessarily force adults and force each other to eat, but somehow we have this idea that we know, and we're saying like, no, you can't have this, and you need to eat more of this before you have this, and whatever. So another risk, she says, oh, this is such a good one. Your child may later rebel against you by refusing to eat. Anybody ever had that happen with a young child? Refuse to eat, or by overindulging in junk food, either in your house or maybe when they're out of sight, maybe at school, maybe trading things away and finding their way to way more junk food than you have any idea about. And then, of course, with the title of the book, she's linking this all to if they're getting used to doing things behind your back, getting used to doing things that feel good that you didn't want them to do, like eat more candy, then psychologically and unconsciously, it's not a very far step to, oh, well, mom doesn't want me to do this, she didn't want me to do that either, and that felt pretty good, let me try this. So that's where she's going. Another thing, our control as parents can backfire because a lot of times children's distaste for a specific food will increase. They will hate it more if they're forced to eat it. And they will love something more if they're not allowed to eat it. So when she gets into all of the detailed tips, a lot of them have to do with not forcing and not being so rigid and restricting on the sweet or unhealthy side. And then a lot of other ones have to do with role modeling. So things like letting your kids see you eating healthy foods, enjoying a variety of foods. Things like letting your kids see you reading the labels, the ingredients, before you buy things at the store. and also kind of pushing back and being like, oh, I would love to have more of that pudding or mashed potatoes, but I'm full. You know, speaking out your experience that you would like them to train themselves into. So that is what I had to share with you. Like I said, this book is worth the price of admission if you, if you have a child this age, or if you're interested, or someone you love has a child this age. This is a really, really excellent tip, as are so many of them. Otherwise, I would not be devoting 100 days to sharing these tips.